Hi fans, welcome to our Charlotte 49ers men's basketball preview. Ryan Rose with you, and of course that means we've got the head coach, Alan Major, back. We got a youth movement in here today, but a couple guys that played 30 minutes a game last year, so fire tested, I would say. Sophomore Pierria Henry, and we've got junior DeMario Mayfield here with us. Coach, let's talk about this coming season, but to do that, let's kind of do a real quick rewind. 3 games lost by 1 point, so that's something that you figure you'd build the flip side of that.
Right.
A couple of tough losses, but some really big wins sprinkled in last year.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys that played significant minutes coming back, so that's got to be some positives as you look forward to this season. Did you learn some things about some of these guys last year that you didn't know, and what kind of things have you guys been doing in the offseason to kind of get this thing moving towards the way you want it to go?
Yeah, I think especially with these two, they showed a level of toughness for really being in their first years of college competition. I mean, you got, Pierria right out of high school, and DeMario's situation is unique. A lot of people don't know freshman year at Georgia really didn't play a whole lot. So, not so much, in their rotation, and then he sits out a year due to the transfer rule. So you almost have a guy that, you got one guy right out of high school, fresh, and you got one guy that's literally sat for almost 2 years and coming right into the mix. So they showed me a level of toughness that I thought they had, but they showed more than that. And so I was really proud of these two for logging the minutes that they logged and getting thrown to the fire right away. It's going to do nothing but help them. And, in terms of our team, when you're close like that, we took a step last year and we got better. I want us to take a couple more steps, but when you go through the fire like that, that shows you that you're not as far away as you think you are. And this year, we want to take that next step and get over the hump on those nights where you're right there. And so a big part of the offseason has just been skill improvement. Each guy individually developing his game. Clearly the summer structure, with weights and conditioning. And then we're fortunate enough to have an overseas trip where we got 10 extra practices in and a couple more games. Good
with a kind of a younger core of guys to get away and just focus on basketball while you guys are away. Let's talk about your off seasons, and DeMario, start with you. What things have you done to kind of improve your game in ways that you think you may be able to contribute to the team cause this year?
I mean, my biggest concern that I took into the spring, like after the season, was working on my free throws. I had a bad shooting free throws last year, and also I've been working on being more of a leader, communicating with guys a whole lot better. And I also been working on being more of a consistent mid-range shooter.
All right, so things we'll look for from his game. Pierria, a whole lot of steals last year, one of those guys, and as a freshman, dishing it out. What are some things that we may see from your game that are better from last year?
Just decision making, making sure that my team gets the best shot every possession. I remember growing up, my high school coach, he told me, if you don't do anything, play every time, every game, every second, every play, like it's your last. And every time you do that, the best should fall in and take care of the rest. So really just having faith in my team and being a point guard, controlling, the offense, and then on the defensive end, just trying to lead by example, and hopefully, I believe that my team will fall in hand and they'll fight with me.
He's a guy that gets in a lot of passing lanes. He's very, for a point guard to be that involved in the defense, it's pretty impressive. And we haven't talked about Braz, your 1,000-point scorer, along with the core, another guy that played basically 30 minutes a game last year.
Right.
What bright things for you guys this year, perhaps?
Yeah, I think you got these two guys. You got your point guard, a wing, and a big that were all heavy minute guys, and so you got 3 experienced guys at your 3 key positions. Point guard, a wing guy, and then the post. So even though they've been through it and they've got experience, we still want to continue to drive them to improve. And P hit the nail on the head in terms of us continuing to be this team that gets a great shot every time down the floor. And I don't think this year we can be just a good defensive team. I think we have the potential to be a great defensive team.
Now, with that core of guys, obviously you got some guys back from injury, and let's talk about your depth a little bit, the guys that you brought in here as you start to build towards this year. How happy are you with the way this team is put together at this point?
Yeah, I like our depth. I mean, what that number is, I don't know. Is it 9 guys a night? Is it 10? I want to play as many as we can to keep our intensity level up from 40, tip the buzzer for the whole 40 minutes. So, Terrence Williams has had a terrific summer. Evictor's really improved. I think Mike is ready now off a redshirt year to have a role and contribute. Then obviously, the freshman class, Denzel Ingram, Willie Clayton, Darian Clark, Ivan Benkovic, a three-point shooter. Sean Lester, unfortunately, won't be with us this year. Everybody knows that, but we're happy that he is here. And he's still as much a part of our team as he can be, without being able to compete. And obviously, J.T. Thompson on a one-year transfer, guy that's got his degree. He gives us some maturity as a senior. And Ilya, came on at the end of the stretch last year and played really well in our last game against St. Joe. So every night, it could be multiple guys that make a contribution. So that's the beauty of this early part of practice. You let guys duke it out.
Mr. Mayfield, you had to sit a year when you transferred, and I know we've got guys. We had Mike Thorne kind of red-shirted, and Mr. Lester's going to have to sit out a little bit. What do you get? Being around the guys the year that you transfer in, the year that you have to sit out, does it kind of help you in the way your game matures and learning the system here, the way the 49ers do it?
Oh, most definitely. It was rough. I wasn't able to compete. My family, the coaching staff, all kept me positive, and also my teammates also. So that sit out year, it was a blessing for me. I actually had a chance to work on my game, got a lot closer with my teammates. In practice. Practice was my games. So by me going hard every day and improving my game myself, I also helped my teammates improve. So that was the biggest thing, just getting better every day for me.
And we hope that support exists for the young guys in here that may have to sit or that don't get as much playing time. And Pierria, let's talk a little bit about the trip to the Bahamas, a chance for the core to kind of get away from campus and really bond and get to know each other. I have scores of 112-74 and 88-63, but more importantly, you guys got a chance to work together on the court and kind of get a taste of what this team this year might be like. Talk a little about that experience and some of these guys that are going to be out there with you this year.
Well, for one, it was a blessing, just to be able to get out of out of here and seeing the Bahamas. I ain't never think a day in my life I'd see blue water.
It's pretty blue, isn't it?
Yeah, so I thank God for that. But just secondly, man, it brought our team closer. I could say that it showed that everybody on the team is willing to win. Everybody on this team is willing to work hard and go out the way for each other. And if you really look into them numbers, it go all the way on to our walk-ons. They was dropping buckets.
Nice.
And Kobe, man, I love that man. That man got the biggest heart I seen. And for him to just be able to actually get some playing time and show how hard he works, because for me, when we're running and conditioning, he's one of the guys that's really pushing me. I ain't beat him yet in long distance, but it just showed that how competitive and how much time we put in together as a team, as a family, and we're willing to go that extra road for each other. And the Bahamas, man, it was just a nice vacation.
Good to see you guys like him kind of get paid off too, because we see the 7 to 9 rotation, but the rest of the bench is all part of putting these guys in the best position to win. It's kind of a good lesson to learn there.
Without a lot of people knowing it, guys like Kobe Lewis in his own way are the backbone and become a backbone of our team, because you know what you're going to get from them every single day.
Now you go from Bahamas to now in season, you're heading up to Alaska. That's quite a difference in weather, experience.
Right.
But another chance to take the team away, play in a tournament-style setting. I know it's good for young guys to play back-to-back nights and do that sort of thing where they get used to it, because A-10 tournament comes, it's the fire. You can get thrown in. Your thoughts on scheduling something like that?
We got a 2-for-1 with this deal, because we thought we could go to the Bahamas and use that as like a training camp, type of a deal for us, knowing full well that we had Alaska coming down the pipe, and it's a chance for us to practice how we travel,
Okay.
How we, have meals and do all the little things that we do on the road. And then, you got the competition, setting as well. And we thought, hey, let's take them somewhere warm, when we're getting warmed up. And then, obviously Alaska's a long way away. It's more of a mental thing.
Okay.
We'll be a long way away, but we'll still be together. And that's the most important thing. And got a chance to play 3 games in 3 days. It's a nice tournament field, but if we're continuing to improve and play to the level that I think we can play at by that time, I like our chances.
And then lastly, we get to this schedule, a couple of new teams in the A-10. You're going to play both of them in VCU and Butler. Mm-hmm. The schedule's laid out for you. You don't have a whole lot of time away as far as long stretches, but boy, a challenging schedule laid out for you this year.
Yeah, but you know what? I can't wait, because this crew has put it together a lot of time. From the day our St. Joe's game ended, we gave them a little bit of time off. We got right back at it in the spring. Guys had a terrific summer, both on the floor, off the floor, academically with summer school. Mm-hmm. And so it's as you try to build this to where we want it, it's not just ball, it's how you handle yourself, both as a student, as a man. And guys are starting to understand when you do that, all that's going to translate into being successful. And with a schedule like this, clearly it's the toughest one we've had in 3 years, but I want to find out. I think any team that's got a competitive heart to it, you want to know where you stand. And the beauty of it is, it's still 5-on-5 at the end of the day. Right. So they can't play 8 guys against our 5. So if we play to the level that we're capable of on both sides of the ball, anything can happen with this crew. I think the sky's the limit for them.
And it will be so much fun to watch these guys play. I can't wait. I mean, I know you guys are chomping at the bit to get out on the court, but there's a rowdy crowd waiting in Halton Arena to watch you guys play. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Appreciate your time today, guys. Good luck this season. Best of health to you guys. I know it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We need to get Halton Arena rocking again, fans. We'd like to thank head coach Alan Major and 2 of the core of this unit for the 2012-13 season, Pierria Henry, DeMario Mayfield. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That is our segment for the men's basketball preview show. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in Halton Arena. Go Niners.